Okay, I owe the delivery app a very small apology. For years, I thought it was taking $9 from every order. Then I ran the company's actual numbers. It kept about 29 cents. For years, I have quietly assumed the delivery app was robbing me. Every time that total popped up at checkout, I did the thing you do. I made the face. I said something rude about the fees. And then I paid it anyway, because I was hungry and the food was already sitting in the cart. Then, last month I sat down and actually read the annual report of the biggest delivery platform in the country. Their real filing. And here's a number that surprised me. In 2025, that company ran about 3.2 billion orders. More than $100 billion of food moved across that app. And when the year was over, the profit they kept was about $935 million. So divide it out. That is roughly 29 cents of profit per order. 29 cents. That is not a supervillain. That is a vending machine shorting you on a bag of chips. And meanwhile, that exact same year, a study priced the same meals 2 ways and found you were paying about $9.30 extra per order just to have it carried to your door. They kept a quarter. You lost $9. So where did the rest of it go? This isn't another video where I get mad at a service fee. You've seen that video. Honestly, I've watched that video. What I want to do instead is follow one order, one burrito, one drink, one receipt. And I want to map every single stop your money makes between your thumb and your front door, because the answer here is not that somebody in the chain is being greedy. The answer is stranger than greed. And it is the reason this thing is so hard to walk away from. By the end, I'll show you what that gap costs over 10 years and 20 years. And I'll show you the one piece of this machine that genuinely was built to work on you. Let me draw it out for you. Let's run the actual numbers. There's a study from LendingTree, published in October 2025, that I keep coming back to. They took 5 popular chains and they priced the same meals in the 10 biggest metro areas in America, 2 different ways. Once as pickup, once as delivery. Pickup came out to $11.71 on average. Delivery came out to $21 flat. Same food, same restaurant, same Tuesday night. About 80% more, which works out to $9.30 extra per order. And it isn't the same everywhere. In that study, Atlanta had the ugliest gap, with delivery running about 92% above pickup. Houston had the friendliest, at about 67%. So depending on your zip code, the same burrito has a slightly different opinion about you. Now, if I stopped you on the street and asked where that $9 went, I think most people would say 2 words: delivery fee. But look at your last receipt. The delivery fee is usually somewhere between $2 and $5. Sometimes it's 0. So it cannot be the delivery fee. The delivery fee is a rounding error wearing a name tag. Here's the part nobody draws on the napkin. Think of that receipt as a route and your money as a passenger. It gets on at your bank account and it gets off at your dinner. And along the way, it makes about 6 stops. And at each stop, somebody quietly steps off with a piece of it. The trick is that only 2 of those stops have signs on them. Stop 1 happens before you have opened your wallet. The menu price you're looking at inside the app is not the menu price on the wall of the restaurant. Restaurants pay the delivery platforms a commission on every order, and depending on which plan they sign up for, that commission usually runs somewhere between 15 and 30% of the order. Now sit with that for 1 second. Most restaurants are running on single-digit profit margins. A busy neighborhood place is not clearing 30% on a burrito. It is clearing a few percent, on a good month if the walk-in cooler behaves. So when a platform takes 15 to 30%, the restaurant has exactly two options: eat it or move it. Most of them move it. Reporting through 2025 and into 2026 puts the typical delivery menu markup at roughly 10 to 20% above the in-store price, with the average landing somewhere around 15. And here's how I know the platforms understand this perfectly. In their own merchant guides, they warn restaurants that marking up delivery prices costs them sales. One platform ran an internal study in 2023 across more than 4,500 restaurants and reported that the ones who marked up their menus saw up to 37% fewer sales and up to 78% lower reorder rates. Translation into human: they know you notice. They know it makes you order less, and they still take the commission that forces it. So before a single line item labeled fee appears anywhere on your screen, you have already paid. That $12 burrito is now $13.50, and nothing on the receipt will ever tell you that. Stop 2 is the service fee, usually somewhere around 10 to 15% of your subtotal, depending on the app and the day. Stop 3 is the delivery fee, $2 to $5, the one everybody complains about, the small one. Stop 4 is the small order fee, which is the fee you pay for not spending enough money, which is a sentence I have to say out loud sometimes to remember it's real. Stop 5 is sales tax, and this one is quietly the meanest. Because tax is calculated on the subtotal, and the subtotal is already inflated by the menu markup. You're paying sales tax on a price that never existed anywhere in the physical world. Stop 6 is the tip. And honestly, I think the tip screen absorbs almost all of the anger in this system, and it does not deserve most of it. It's the only line on that receipt you actually get to choose. So it feels like the decision. It isn't. It's the last stop, and it's the only one where the money goes directly to a person carrying a bag through the rain. $12 in, $21 out, and I count 6 hands on it. And I am not the only person who found that receipt confusing. And apparently, I'm not the only person who found the receipt confusing. In 2024, federal and state regulators brought a case alleging that one major platform hid the real delivery cost across labels like service fee and small order fee. The settlement carried a $140 million judgment, with $25 million payable. The company denied wrongdoing. My point is simpler. Trained lawyers needed a lawsuit to untangle the same receipt you read while your food gets cold. The company denied the allegations and said it settled to move forward. That is the record as it stands as of the recording date, and I'm not going to tell you what to make of it. But I'll point out one thing. That was a regulator with subpoena power and a legal team, reading the same receipt you read on your couch with one hand while holding a burrito. And it took them a lawsuit to work out what it said. Now, watch this, because this is where I got genuinely stuck. You would assume the app is sitting at the end of that route with a wheelbarrow, but go back to the filing. Roughly 3.2 billion orders, about $100 billion of order value. Net profit of about $935 million. That's about 29 cents an order. Revenue, which is different from profit, works out to somewhere around $4 and change per order. And out of that $4, they are paying drivers, paying for the app, paying for support when your food shows up at the wrong building. And 2025 was the first full year that company made any annual profit at all. Before that, it lost money for years. So this is not greed. Nobody is getting rich off your burrito. And that is so much worse if you're the one paying it. Because if it were greed, You could shame it away. You could complain, they'd trim a fee, everybody goes home happy. But you cannot complain your way out of a cost structure. It just sits there, quietly charging you $9 every single time, forever. Here's a stop on the route I bet you have never thought about once. The order of the restaurants you scroll past. That top row, the one you tap without thinking, that is not purely a ranking of what's good or what's close. Part of it is bought. The biggest platform's advertising business crossed a run rate of over $1 billion a year back in 2024, with hundreds of thousands of advertisers buying placement across its apps. So the app is a shelf, and shelf space is for sale. You're browsing an auction that looks like a menu. And that leads to the piece I actually think you should be most careful with, because it is the only part of this machine that was designed, on purpose, to change your behavior. The membership. $10 a month roughly, and the delivery fee goes away. On paper, that is a great deal. If you order 4 times a month and the fee is $3, you're already ahead. The math works. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. But when that platform first tested this membership years ago, the company itself reported that the average subscriber increased how often they ordered by around 50%. 50. And today, across its membership programs, that platform reports roughly 35 million people carrying one. So read that number again, slowly. 50% more orders. That is not what a discount does to a person. And that delivery fee was doing a very different job than you thought. It was a speed bump. It was the 2 seconds of friction where your brain went, "Hey, is this really worth $4? And sometimes, maybe 1 night out of 5, your brain said no, and you made pasta at 11 at night like a person with regrets. The membership doesn't remove the cost. It removes the flinch. And the cost was never in the delivery fee anyway. It was in the markup, and the service fee, and the tax on the markup, all of which are still there on every single one of your new, more frequent orders. Now, I want to be fair here, because if I only showed you the downside, I'd be doing you dirty. Delivery is not a scam. It is a real service that buys back real time. Not the driver, not the cashier, not the person who packed the bag. Nobody in that chain is running a con on you. And some nights it is absolutely the right call. About 38% of Americans order delivery at least once a week, and 6 in 10 parents of young kids do. If you have a sick toddler, no car, a double shift, a bad back, or a stove that died on a Sunday, then $9.30 is the cheapest hour of help you're going to buy all week. I would pay it. I have paid it, plenty of times, and I did not feel bad about it once. The problem was never the one order. The problem is the one order that stopped being a decision. Okay, let me check the scoreboard at year 10. Say you're a once-a-week person. Nothing extreme. 1 delivery, Friday night. That premium, the $9.30 over just picking it up, comes to about $484 a year. Not the food, just the gap. Now I'm going to do the thing I always do, and I want to flag it clearly. This is an illustration, not advice, and I am not your financial advisor. If you took that $484 a year and put it into a broad market index fund instead, assuming an average annual return of around 8%, which is an assumption and not a promise, you would be sitting on roughly $7,000 after 10 years. After 20 years, roughly $22,000. And that's just one order a week. Because a lot of people are not once-a-week people. Roughly a quarter of Americans order delivery multiple times a week. Make it twice, and the premium is about $967 a year, And that same illustration lands somewhere around $44,000 over 20 years. $44,000 for the difference between a bag handed to you at a counter and the same bag handed to you at a door. Small drawing, big number. And look, I'll be straight with you. I still order delivery. I ordered delivery while I was writing this, which I am aware is very funny. I am not here to take Friday night away from you. I like Friday night. But there is a version of this where you order delivery because it's Friday and you chose it. And there's a version where you order delivery because the app made it frictionless and you never ran the number even once. The real trap isn't the delivery fee, and it isn't the tip screen either. The real trap is a total that only shows up as one number at the very end, after you're already hungry and you've already picked the food. So here is the one thing I want you to do, and it takes about 40 seconds. The next time you're one tap away from placing an order, don't cancel it. Just open one more tab. Price that exact same order for pickup at that exact same restaurant and put the two totals next to each other. Once, that's it. You don't have to change anything, and nobody is asking you to start cooking. Just see the gap as one number instead of 6, because 6 small numbers slip right past you. One big number does not. And that's the only number that matters. If you've got a receipt where the gap was absolutely insane, put the two totals in the comments. I read those. And if you want the next one, where I take apart what your grocery delivery is quietly costing you, that one's already on the drawing board.